high-quality public services we desperately need.
Darian Fenton.
Speaker, well, I want to join with the rest of the House in expressing my sadness and condolences to the people of Christchurch. It's just unimaginable what they're going through, and it's good that we can all share our condolences and work together and stand beside the people of Christchurch. I just wish we could do it on other occasions because, Mr Speaker, New Zealand is going backwards under John Key's national government and they have no plan to get the economy going. New Zealanders are hurting, and I was very interested to hear from some of the speakers, or at least one of them, talking about the odd folk, I think he called them, who are struggling. Well, actually, we meet a lot of them. Because we, as Moana Mackie said, my colleague Moana Mackie said, we do go to food banks, we do go and talk to people in their homes, we do have people come and talk to us in our various offices. And I wanted to tell the story of a family that I met in West Auckland, actually in Paula Bennett's electorate of Waitakere the other day. That was a genuine mistake, Mr Speaker. And they told me exactly how tough life is. Now, this is a really nice couple. They're desperate to pay their way. They've always worked hard. They want to take responsibility. They have grown-up children, so they want to be able to help their children as well. But they're really struggling. And the reason they're struggling is because the wife was made redundant in 2010. No redundancy pay, of course, because the boss said he couldn't afford it. And, of course, this government thinks having minimum redundancy pay and entitlements is a luxury. She's searched and searched for other work. She's been to Work and Income. She's done the job seminars over and over. She's tried to upskill on her very meagre income, but there's no job for her. And then there's her husband. He was working and he lost his job too. No redundancy. Both on the scrap heap with a mortgage to pay, facing increases in the cost of living and power, petrol, food and other costs. Now the husband, like his wife, was very determined to find work and he went looking. He finally found some work in South Auckland. Now from where he lives, that's a very long way to go. And it's in a job in a factory stacking tyres and he's getting paid $14 an hour. Getting to work costs him $100 a week in petrol. So there's not much left in their pay each week. And inevitably, in that sort of job, awful job, he was injured. So ACC paid him 80% of $14 an hour, and then they said he was fit for light duties. So he's gone back to that awful job where there are no light duties. He's gone back before he should have, because that's the only way they can at least pay the mortgage. His wife told me that some days they eat, some days they don't. Some days they eat, some days they don't. This is a tragic story. I was just appalled. I just didn't know what to do, but I will go back and make sure they're receiving their entitlements. But I do want to make it clear that despite all of the government's assurances about stopping or protecting the vulnerable from the sharp edges of the recession, this couple and many like them are not being protected. They are struggling. These are good people. They are good people. They have always worked when they can. They've always worked hard when they can find a job. They are not being protected. And as I said, there are many like them. They are not bludgers. They are not bludgers, and they don't deserve what's happened to them. This government is a disgrace and should be ashamed of stories like this. And I know Jonathan Coleman doesn't think they exist, but they do. They've turned their backs on hard-working New Zealanders and their determination to look after their mates and big business interests. They have no plan for job creation. As I said, Kiwis want to work. Many of them are desperate to work, but there are not enough jobs being created, and there are not enough jobs where people can make ends meet. Now, price rises announced this week won't surprise struggling Kiwi families like this one. They reinforce the need for Labor's policy of removing all GST from fresh fruit and vegetables. That will make a difference to this couple I met the other day. But it's more bad news for these lower and middle income earners, these Kiwi families under this government. Unfortunately, John Key's government chose to hand out billions of dollars to people, better off people, in tax cuts, and to the wealthiest of New Zealanders, and most families are finding it harder.
Nikki Kay.
Mr Speaker,